fixing this.
Okay, we should now have audio if OBS is a predictable piece of software. Okay, we have audio. Okay, good. Right, so this is the boom lift board we worked on a little while ago. And I've got a bunch of relays for it. We're just going to be putting these in a little bit, but before that we've got to fix these connectors around the edge here, because all the connectors on this board are the connectory type, except for these, which are screw terminals, which is annoying since these boards have to come out all the time. So we're just going to be replacing these with screw terminals, and what more? We're going to be fixing a couple of traces in this corner that are completely garbage. Oh, that's a crotch cam. So let's just get to work. We're not going to be able to really use a microscope for this, it's just too big stuff. But I think that's going to be pretty decent vista anyway. Right here. So the connectors we're going to be replacing are these solder pads right here. And we're just going to suck them off and put new ones in there instead. We're going to have to slaughter one of my 5 terminal blocks, because ordering these terminal blocks of FDG is difficult. The parts numbers don't make a lot of sense. And I managed to order a shit ton of 3 terminal blocks and almost no, or rather no 5 terminal connectors. Oh, this is stuck down with potting compound. And there we go. Oh, that's dirty and horrible as well. So we're going to clean that up before we reassemble. People are showing up in the chat. Hello. Wow, the PCB is completely destroyed in this corner. There we go, that's loose, nice and loose. Off it comes. Oh, these are so nasty. Completely oxidized and horrible. These can actually fail just from oxidation, because these pins are usually not the same part as the rest of the block, so these pins can actually get a tiny little oxide ring around them, so the pins aren't actually connected to anything. So it's quite good we're replacing these, since they look so, yeah, yuck, disgusting, horrifying. Ah, yeah, that one's not looking happy either. We definitely want to clean that up. This oxidation is not going to be causing any major issues, since it's just on the top there, but it looks ugly, so we're going to get rid of it. I think we're going to start with alcohol and paper for this. I did bring down my alcohol syringe. Someone says consistently ruined. Yes, that's a very nice description of these boards. Oh. Well. Yeah, that's something we gotta fix. It just came off. Fair enough. At least we can tell the customer we've fixed the problem, because that's not gonna have been working for a while. That's one of those things that makes these like incredibly worn out, disgusting boards so annoying to work with, because you never know when something like that is going to pop up. At least for this one we know exactly where it's going to go. There's a hole there. Yeah, I think we're going to have to bring out a toothbrush for this if I have one. I just have an electric toothbrush head, but that's good enough. I need to get an electric toothbrush down here. They're excellent for cleaning stuff like this. Very abrasive. And I need to get an ultrasonic cleaner. I don't want the expense, they're so expensive. Because it would be really nice to just be able to ultrasonic this board and just basically destroy all these problems in like 20 minutes. But alas, I am not made of money. And decent big ultrasonic cleaners, it's difficult to get away for under $1,000. Like the cheapest ultrasonic I've been able to find that's of some sort of usable quality is the OE 9070, I think, which is basically impossible to get your hands on except direct out of China, and it's like 700 euros out of China plus tax. So that's just big money. Well, for someone like me, anyway. Now, there are cheaper ultrasonics available, of course, but I'm so indoctrinated by Varos that I want one which has the sweep feature. This fuse holder looks sickly, but I don't think it's broken. Yeah, so this 5. Yeah, this. Do we want to clean this more? Yeah, we kind of want to get rid of some of the potting compound under here, because that's just going to make the new plug not fit flush. That's going to be annoying to work with, and it's going to put more stress on the solder joints, and we don't want that. So the potting compound has to be scraped off. Let's just scrape off some of the oxidation right here. Perhaps we should replace this jumper as well, since its neighbor had gotten completely destroyed. Probably want to do that. And this one here as well, it's completely black and horrible. This was... I wasn't going to stream this, because this was just going to be a quick in and out, swap the connectors, fix the traces and be gone. But I changed my mind, because I knew there was going to be a bunch of horrible issues popping out because of this board. Someone's asking what this board is for. It's the main controller for a boom lift. You know, the kind of thing professional painters bring to get people up and hopefully safely down again outside of a building. Yeah, we definitely want to do those jumpers there, so let's just do those while we're at it. Don't have any nice installation wire to use for this. Nah, we'll just use multi-strand. ATX cables. Best thing ever. So the previous tech used red wires. This has been replaced before. We'll use yellow ones. So something like that. Snip. That should be pretty decent, yeah, looking good. So this one terminates right there. I have found the solder joint. I think. Yep. And I also want to, let's get all these chips which are stuck underneath this board out of the way. They belong to a different project. This goes to there. We can zoom you guys out a bit so you have a chance to see what's going on. There we go. That's the what remains of the original wire. The track looks to be in decent enough condition. We don't need to fix that. Someone in chat is asking, do you think this board is a common failure point? Yes. All of these boards go to hell. Like, there's maybe 9 of these particular lifts in service around here. I've probably seen all of their boards at some point, because this kind of shit happens to literally every single one of them. Let's full oxide down there by the other end of the jumper as well. It just seems as if these particular lifts have really shoddy mechanical build quality, so they just get so much moisture inside. They're just not happy. There's so much. This entire area should just be completely redone. But that's just such a big project. I don't want to think about it. Can we fit this fat piece of wire through there? No, we cannot. We need to get something thinner. 18 gauge was too thick. What's the green one? That's 20 gauge. Perhaps that's going to be good enough. Uh, 20 gauge. Yes, that's going to fit through the hole. Yes. Good. So I can write that over there, cut there. Bit of extra. I don't know why the audio keeps dropping out. Like, I have perfectly good audio on my monitor all the time. It's either OBS being a dick, or it's my HDMI card or HDMI capture device that's just dying. Thank you for letting me know. There's clearly no point in me monitoring the audio, because the monitor feature on OBS does not reflect what's actually going out of the stream. I should probably update the software. Yes, the audio is back, because like I have to go to audio device properties, select a different audio device and then reselect the proper one. And then it magically starts working again. It's literally just, you know, have you tried turning it off and then turning it on again? There we go, that's the new jumper wire. Nicely soldered in place. Now let's deal with the two guys over here. So this one's that's the big red one. Yeah, it's not particularly pretty. It's not going to show up for you guys, but it is oxidized. It's seen moisture. Let's also do the little tiny one. The little tiny one, we'll just use some jumper wire. Yeah. Someone says sound has been perfect all the way. Okay. That's very interesting. I don't believe you. I think you're trying to cheat me. Because I've learned by now that my sound never works. It just doesn't. I don't think we've ever had a live stream without an audio issue. Ever. Little jumper wire coming together. Cute. So we'll just poke that in place. And yeah, we should probably remove the old jumper wire first. Old horrible oxidized piece of trash. Yuck. It's all black. Oh. New one poked in. And we're going to have to make a new one for the red jumper as well. Let's clean out this hole. There's just a bunch of oxidation and flux residue in these holes that make it impossible to slide the wire through. That's why I'm cleaning them out. Not necessarily because it matters, it's just that it's annoying to push the wire through. Yeah, that's gonna work. Something like that. 20 gauge PC PSU wire. It's gonna work a treat. Poke it in. Oh wow, that's gonna be super annoying to actually get in. Or maybe not, it went perfectly well. How nice. Solder base in place. Again, these two jumpers weren't necessarily bad. They were just very close to one which had suffered liquid damage, so I'm replacing them as a matter of course, really. It's not worth the risk of having one of them fail. Let's just tin the whole track there. There we go. 2 new jumper wires. Oh, I really want to give some love to this part of the board. Yeah, actually this blue jumper here is not okay. Oh. No, I don't like it. We have to get rid of that. It's going to a broken pad. So it's just kind of flopping around more than I'd like it to. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Is that the one that's... oh, it's one that we've already replaced. It's replaced by this yellow one, so... we don't need to fix that again. It's already fixed. I just left the old one in place. So that's good. I'm gonna have to microscope this a bit. I just want to get a sense for how bad this is. Ugh. You see too much under the microscope. These blue ones look pretty okay. The metal one there looks pretty okay. These red ones have not been looking good for the most part, but that is solid. Now these guys, on the other hand, this one needs to go. Ah, yeah. Ha! It's just getting eaten through. So these small ones absolutely have to be replaced. We can see how they're just falling apart. There's barely any copper left in this one. It's about half its intended thickness at the ends. Just look how easily I can bend that. It's made of mashed potatoes. So a good thing we checked that out. It would have caused issues down the line. What's this? That could be worse. We can just scratch the oxidation off here, and I think this will be fine. That's nice and sturdy. That's nice and sturdy as well. Nothing wrong with that one. These are okay. These are ugly, but I think they might be okay. Yeah. Ugly, but they're actually intact, so that's not an issue. And that's the one we've already fixed. This guy does not look too bad. Bit of oxidation on the board, but that's not a problem. It's solid. Or is it? No, I don't trust that guy. Yeah, we're going to replace all the jumpers which go across there. All these three. Someone's asking, are we still located in the basement? Yes, I'm still finishing up the electrics upstairs. But if I get this done in some kind of reasonable time, I might actually have time to finish up all the electrics upstairs today. So I just want to get this done and over with, so I can keep working there. Okay, we're gonna have to find where those jumpers are. Flip, flip, flip. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Okay. It's these four. And let's just do the one that's already been replaced as well, so while we're at it. I want to clean that area off, there's so much old flux there. Someone in chat said, if in doubt, replace it. That's a pretty good philosophy. Alright, let's get some signature green jumper wire. There's a good story behind my use of a green jumper wire for literally everything. Back when I was in school, I started vocational school in 2008. Around when the economic recession started. So basically no one had any money during my entire time in school. And for like 2 years, the only jumper wire we had in the lab was green, because they wouldn't buy anything new and everyone had used up the red and black stuff. So I just used the green for everything. All my school projects were just big tangled messes of green jumper wire. And then I bought green jumper wire at home. Just out of tradition. We can actually run these jumpers on this side over this and use the jumper wires to secure our jumper wire in place. That sounds clever. Oh, come on. Because it's such a big mess on the top side. I don't really want to. I don't really want to be on the top side unless I have to. But then again, what is this? Yeah, that snapped. So that one was a gunner. Couldn't take it. So we have a little bit of jumper wire stuck in the hole. We're gonna have to clean that out. And we're gonna have to clean the board because there's so much oxidation here. I hope this customer is fine paying more than I quoted him for, because it's been a lot more work than I expected. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Okay, yeah, good thing we gave this some attention. That means we want to replace these two jumpers as well, because the insulation of these is not actually waterproof. It's a type of weave. There's a pretty decent chance we actually have breakage right here under the oxidation. I'm actually going to fetch a proper toothbrush to clean that out with, because we really need to be brushing that stuff up. It's just not going to turn out very good otherwise. This is like some fancy toothbrush that the dentist gives out. Actually pretty good, but I have an electric one, so this one gets PCB duty. It's actually way too soft for the application, but oh well. Advantage of it being soft is it actually digs in pretty good. It gets between stuff. But the downside is it doesn't actually do anything. Oh, I want an ultrasonic so bad. Well, something's coming off. Wipey, wipey, wipe. Get rid of all the loose stuff. Oh, hey, look, that thing broke. as we pretty much expected it to, so it can just die. It's the one we already fixed. I'm going to have to charge this guy for like a packet of Q-tips and an entire syringe of alcohol. Time for a refill. Pop. Someone says, swap your outboard for an ultrasonic cleaner. Outboard what? Like an 8-board boat motor? I don't own one of those. I do not own an 8-board motor. Chat, what are you talking about? God, it's so cold down here. Right, let's swap out those jumpers, and we'll probably want to do the red one there as well. And once we've desoldered these, we're going to have to clean the board underneath them. The conformal coating does not like getting soldered through. Someone says, oh, so it must have been someone else's boat motor on your driveway? Yes. It's, I think my mum's. My mother owns a boat with a Yamaha engine. Oh, I desoldered the wrong thing. Whoops. Which ones? There's those guys if we want. Someone says it's a sweet boat motor. Oh, I don't know. I don't think boats are particularly sweet. But living like in an archipelago, I kind of had boats shoved down my throat since I could walk, so perhaps I'm a bit biased. No, this thing is completely full of potting compound. No, not potting compound. What's it called? Conformal coating. Wax. Refter says a live stream at this hour? Hello, chat. Hello, Refter. And yes, I sometimes work normal hours like a normal person. It's weird, I know. Oh wow, this is completely full. Completely full. Yeah. No wonder the desoldering pump isn't working well. When it's completely filled to the brim with conformal coating, contaminated solder. Ah, yuck. Ah, this poor thing. This waxy conformal coating just makes such a mess. Come on. There we go. Finally evacuated. Someone in chat is asking for the service manual to some HP printer. I do not know where to get service manuals to HP printers, sorry. What were we doing? Yeah, we were fixing the jumper wire. So these horrible things should come off now. With some application of violence. Ugh. There we go. Yep, good thing we got rid of these. Surprisingly, not corroded through on the inside. So that's good. Wasn't as bad as I thought, but yeah, still wanna yuck. Yucky. There's been moisture stuck underneath these. Now we can just use some paper on there. Get some area effect. There we go. Ugh. Yucky, yucky, yucky. Okay, so I want to do this jumper as well. So we'll do that, then we'll start to put them back in place. Okay, now we can finally start making new jumpers. So we're gonna need 4, which are like an inch-ish. 2. That's 3. That's a 4th just thrown away. There we go. Using the pliers to get a bit more grip on the wire. We could actually run the 2 long ones first, actually, because then we get them underneath the short ones and they're going to be easier to mechanically support. God, my roll of wire is a complete mess. I'll just clone this. Copy paste. Someone says the best way to untangle a roll of wire is to use it all up. That's true. Or you just don't make a mess to begin with. But I think I have an excuse since this roll of wire came in, you know, a real, like it's just a cardboard core with wire around it, so not exactly high budget stuff. Come on, in you go. There we go. And underneath there. That's good. Well, let's just solder those 2 in place before we move on to the short ones, because I don't want everything to just fall out when we flip the board over. And if I'm dragging solder along the trays a little bit when I solder these, that's because this is an ancient board with no real solder resist, and there's always more mechanical load right at the edge of a pad, so by dragging solder along the track a little bit, we actually make the whole thing a lot stronger. And in case there's any cracking of a pad going on from years and years of abuse, it's going to be mitigated. Ouch, burny fingers. Yeah, those are good. Absolutely fine. This thing is just not attached to anything anymore, so we can just snip that off because it's not going to make anyone happier. And clean up the horrible mess underneath, because of course it's a horrible mess. biggest reason I wanted to get rid of that was it could mechanically shake loose and short to one of these guys, and we don't want that. It's better to just get rid of it. Well, it's actually been burnt at some point. Oh wait, what do I have? A bunch of soldering failures over here. I think we might have a bunch of solder failures. Let's check that out. Hey, I figured out a way to monitor my audio. I'll just unmute. Yeah, I'll unmute YouTube and bring out the Windows volume control and just look at that. If Chrome is making noise. Oh yeah, we do have a bunch of soldering failures here. Yep. That's not just potting compound. That's a broken joint. Often on potted joints you can see that there's like a little crack, but that's just in the conformal coating. But in this case it's actually a couple of the joints which are cracking. So it's kind of starting here and then gets worse and worse the further to the edge you get, and this one's just completely destroyed. Big crack there. Big cracks. And we all know crack is bad for you. So I'm just not going to bother doing anything about the potting compound since it's the... Oh well, what's this? What's that? What's that? That's a skid mark. I'm going to wager if we dig into that, the track's gonna be broken. This board, it just never ever ends. Where are we? Let's see here. Or maybe not. No, that actually looks fine. Or no. Or yes. No, that actually looks fine. Is this a broken joint that's been sparking? No. This actually looks completely fine. There's nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with that. Call me surprised. Well, just put some fresh solder on there just for the sake of it. There we go. Call me surprised. But this entire row needs to be reflowed anyway. Definitely. This is looking horrible just because I'm soldering through the conformal coating, but you actually, with this particular kind of conformal coating, you get decent quality solder joints if you just go through it, because it kind of just floats on top of a solder and then recoats everything once you're done. It gets a little burned, but it's not bad. It doesn't cause issues down the road. It doesn't corrode your soldering iron or anything, so it's not a big deal. Just looks ugly. That's not actually connecting to something. Those two are the same thing. Blob it in. Good. Is that in good shape? There was potentially a crack in the trace right there, but I fluid solder over it, so it's fixed whether or not it was there or not. By keeping a close eye on how the solder flows, you can actually tell with some certainty if there's a crack in the trace, because the solder's gonna want to kind of stay on one side and not flow forward if there's a crack in the way, because solder likes to just kind of stick on one thing. Doesn't like bridging gaps. So that's that problem taken care of. I think we're drawing through the big row of connectors, and we didn't see any cracks the last time. Oh, that's gone bang. Okay, someone shorted something to that. Excellent. Oh, this looks like cancer. This looks like cancer. You know, I kind of just want to reflow this entire row just for the sake of it, because there are so many possible issues that could occur if that's not soldered properly. It's halfway. Either I or someone else, probably someone else has done already, but the remaining half here has not been reworked, so let's just do it. It's just going to take a few minutes anyway. Potentially save us a headache. That was not even connected to anything. I hope it's supposed to be that way. Yeah, there's a few of these which are just not. They're just NC. Now that's okay. That guy's NC as well, so I'm just not even going to bother soldering it. Nothing important moves through it anyway. And as always, dragging a bit of solder along the track just to mitigate any wear of a copper. Stop heating that side. Just a few more to go. Two more to go. Two more to go. Okay, the final four have been already done by me when I clean that area up. Okay. That was a digression. Back to the jumper wires. Back to the actual task at hand. Someone says, oh yeah. I'm hoping the audio is going to be fixed now. The audio looks fine to me. How is it? Yeah, no, there's lots of audio coming through. Oh, it was fine. Well, screw you, whoever's wasting my time. Oh, hang on. It says YouTube system and it's got a cog. Is it like a thing? Or is that just like someone who's being a dick? I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't care. My shopping list right now is full of so many expensive things. I want an ultrasonic cleaner and I want a proper bloody HDMI capture card. so we don't have to worry about shit like random audio dropouts. Because my current HDMI capture system is just garbage. It's some Chinese things which don't work very well and are a pain to set up every single live stream. Come on. In you go, into the hole. You can do it. There we go. Okay, we can start soldering. Someone says the person complaining about the audio was just a troll, an empty channel. Well, that's a way to spend your life, I suppose. Annoying people on the internet. I mean, it does boil down to basically my problem, since if I had a setup I could rely on, I would simply know not to believe random people telling me my audio's off. There we go, that's all our jumper sorted. And let's make sure none of them have melted together to form one big jumper. No, that all looks good. Pay from all day, so they sit a bit sturdier. Those blue ones are ugly, but I don't think they failed because they're so thick and they have been replaced at some point. Someone asked how much I'm going to charge for this. We're going to end up at a few €100. I'm not sure. It's not going to be completely cheap, that's for sure. Here's another jumper that looks a bit oxidized. Let's just have a look. Yes, that's going to have to be replaced. Someone says the troll spelled my name wrong. Well, it's not a very good troll then. Yeah, this jumper's going to have to go. When I poke it with a blade, I can feel it just poking through some oxide, and yeah, not okay. Not okay, not okay. We'll have to replace its neighbor as well, because they're stuck together. Which ones are they? I think it's these. I on the wrong track? No, I think I'm on the right track. Ugh, yeah, rip and tear. Rip and tear. Clean it up. Get new jumpers. Oh, there's a little bit of oxide going on there. We also have a tiny jumper there which is not looking too happy. People are talking to the troll called YouTube system. YouTube system would not be talking in chat. I think that's a pretty obvious sign that it's a liar. There's a liar in my chat. Woe is me, a liar on the internet. Who would have ever thought anybody would sink to such depths? Who would think that anybody would ever go online just to tell lies? That's surely something that's never happened before in the entirety of human history. I have never previously met a liar on the internet. Foldy, jumpy YE. They should fit pretty well. We have to evacuate the holes with a drill. It's important to note, never use a drill on a multi-layer PCB because you're going to destroy the via. Unless you use a really tiny drill that's smaller than the diameter of a hole. But in a single layer PCB it's fine since there's no plating through to destroy. Oh, I cut this jumper completely too short. Well, that's no good. That one's okay. Maybe we can save this by just kind of bending it out a little. Nope, that one's too short. Let's just get something super long now. It's gonna be like that. This one's definitely gonna be long enough. Pokey, there we go. Solver these in place. The other one was too short as well. It's not actually poking through the board, so we have to redo that one. Shame. Mistakes were made. This PCB is actually weirdly thick. Usually PCBs are about half as thick as this one. bendy, bendy, pokey holey. There we go. It doesn't matter if we're crossing. It's not like it's a sensitive signal. It's just some relay logic, probably. Where are we? There we are. Heaty, flowy, easy PC. There we go. All nice and stuck in place. I was starting to get somewhat done with this. No, that tiny jumper between that relay has to go as well, because it's completely obviously oxidized. I don't like it. It should be destroyed. It has committed the mortal sin of reacting with oxygen. And it has earned the death penalty and post-mortem deportation. And the sacrifice of yet another Q-tip. Let's make sure this one's not too short. There we go. Bend the pins. Oh wow, that's actually a reasonably beefy trace there. I'm not sure that jumper is actually going to be thick enough to do that. No, I don't trust it. I want to run a wire on the underside as well, just to make sure this doesn't go on fire. I'll take some 18 gauge yellow wire. Just poke 20 gauge green wire. And just poke it across there. Just to make sure we don't cause a meltdown. Ugh. There we go, that's a cute little jumper. So we'll just tin one and put some flux on and reflow it in place. Just a little bit of flux to make sure it's happy. Someone says, I'm glad I watched that My Playhouse video where you visited Morton. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed watching that. That was quite a while ago by now. There we go. I'll poke that down. compound. And we'll actually press it down while it cools, because I want it to not be poking up more than it has to. There we go. That's another jumper fixed. Oh, we're starting to get to a point where we can actually install our new connectors, which is what we were supposed to be doing, you know, an hour and a half ago. Where are my connectors? So we need one 3-pin and one 5-pin connector. Now, since I suck at ordering these connectors, I have a bunch of 3-pin, these guys, and a bunch of 5-pin connectors for the board side. So I think we're going to have to chop one of those up. I think these 3-pin connectors are going to fit these, yeah. They fit reasonably well. So we'll just chop one of these 5 pins off to make a 3-pin. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. So this is where we're supposed to be installing the connector. And the other ones have the bendy side downwards, so that means we want the bendy side outwards. Well, these aren't identical even. Do these go together properly? They should. That fits very well in that. Okay. That's not coming out. So we'll chop this one because it fit quite well. And this one. Yeah. Snip, chop. Well, that went easy. That went a lot better than expected. Like I bought one. We want to evacuate the holes there with the drill. There's a random hole in the board that doesn't seem to be used for anything. Why is there a bunch of jumpers lying around? Have I forgotten something? I don't think so. No, these are failed jumpers. Right, plug is going in. You know what, it makes a lot more sense to have the screws facing outwards, so we're gonna mount these like back to front compared to the old ones, and I just got a finger full of flux. Yuck. Yes, I also want some mounting glue underneath these just to make them a bit stronger. Here's to hoping it's not going to completely make a mess of the soldering. Like so. Where's my 5-pin? There's my 5-pin. They're stuck down. We'll just wipe them off before we solder them because they're full of the white goo. Oh yeah, we need to fix a bunch of traces here. There we go, that's clean enough. So traces for 5-pin are all fine, so we can... Audio is coming back. Audio is coming back. I really need to remedy the audio issue because that's just very, very annoying. People are saying the audio is back, that's good. I want to clean this off a bit better, since the glue really didn't take well to getting soldered, so we'll need some more booths down on that. That's just such a mess. Everything's just completely destroyed. We need to toothbrush that as well. Just to get rid of some of the old flux residue, that's just going to make our lives hard. And wipe it off. That's a bit better. We need to solder at least one pin of a connector in place so it doesn't go flying. Because because this glue takes a while to dry. This connector does not want to get soldered at all. Come on. I'll call that good enough. That's not looking too happy. No, I'm not fine with that. I'm not fine with that. Add some flux, maybe that'll help. This is not getting soldered well at all. It is taking solder, but the hole in the board is just a tad too big for the pin, so it has to jump quite a distance to actually make a connection. It doesn't want to do that, so we'll just have to bury everything in big blobs of solder. That looks horrible, but it's the only way to make a reliable connection. And that track there is completely destroyed. It has died. What does it go to? It goes to a diode. Is the diode dead? That's what I want to know. So we are going to measure across the diode, and it is showing short. Really? That's completely shorted out. Is the other one shorted out as well? Yes. So we have two broken diodes, and they're probably 1007s. Yeah, 4007s. I'm not sure if I have any 4007s. I don't have a good stock of like random diodes, but I'll have to have a dig around. A dig around the box. God, I never go to my random diodes box. I have a shit ton of 4148, but they're not good enough to replace that. Now we're gonna have to recycle something. That's annoying. That's super annoying. I think we have a bunch of 4007s on this board. Yeah, 1,000,000 4007s. Well, that's getting on the parts order. Standard issue diode. I can't believe I'm out. Thank goodness for junk boxes. Makes you look like a hoarder, but it will save your butt sometimes. Two 4007s. Let's make sure they're not dead. 0.5 volts and 0.5 volts. These guys are in excellent shape. So away they go. We need to make sure we know which way around they're supposed to go as well. And line towards the edge of a board. Negative end towards the edge of a board. This is so ugly. Okay. We do have some form of pads left there, which is a miracle. We need to poke away at the conformal coating there though, because it's going to make mating the new ones horrifying. Because it's just a big burnt mess. A good thing about this whole project though is we have actually found a bunch of problems with this board. Usually the case with this particular model is there's just no clear problem. The customer just reports, "Oh, the machine ain't working," and they just throw the board hoping I'm gonna be able to just make the entire machine working by doing some voodoo on the board, and then we find out it's a wiring loom fault. It's always a wiring loom fault. If you have that's like a universal law of nature. If you have a big mechanical machine and you suspect a board has failed, no, it's a wiring loom fault. It is a wiring loom fault. Every single time it's a wiring loom fault. A lot of, like, in the field technicians working on heavy duty machinery don't seem to realize that wires can fail while still showing, you know, beep, making your multimeter go beep. They don't realize that you can have voltage drops on the load, which can cause things to just completely not work. And it's really annoying work trying to actually diagnose wiring looms, since you need to run current through all the wires, you need to disconnect everything, you need to put so much effort into making sure you don't make anything worse by running current through, because that can easily happen. Put like 1 amp load test circuit on the wrong thing and there's gonna be a lot of fire coming out of something else. And you don't want fire coming out of your big expensive industrial machine. That's a bad day. There we go, new diodes in place. We still need to jump one of them across though, because the track is destroyed. What? There's a track destroyed? There's a destroyed track on this board? No, you have to be joking. This board doesn't get destroyed tracks. What have you been smoking? This board has the best tracks. They're always working. They're never broken. There's never been a broken track on this board, ever in the history of mankind. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I'm going to make a mental note that putting this glue on pins before soldering them is a bad idea. It really doesn't take well to heat. Which is a shame because it's so easy to just put it underneath stuff. Jorno says, soon this board will be one big bodge. It already is one big bodge. It's like an ant colony of bodges just making up one big meta bodge. I mean, this board must be rivaling a Lewis Rossmann MacBook board in terms of sheer numbers over bodge wires. Now that looks horrifying as well. I actually want to put a bit of wire there because this copper is just completely let go of the board. There's like the whole mechanical load of a diode hanging on that, and I'm just not fine. Not fine hanging diodes of a like broken track. That's just going to come off again. Bendy, pokey, placey, stay in place. Let's put 1 kilogram of solder on that. No, 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 don't move. Don't move, you silly thing. Oh, fuck it, let's just put all the solder then poke it in place. There we go. Do you know that this is a bodge wire going into a bodge wire going into the track right next to a broken track, which is going to a bodge wire. We have like a bodge wire going to nothing, going to a bodge wire. Like, this is a fuse holder going to a bodge wire, going to some solder on the track, going to a bodge wire, going to a connector, I think, going to a bodge wire, going to a track which goes nowhere. That's just silly. Someone asks, is this another stream where I join and it stops? We are getting pretty done here, I think. We've been falling down the rabbit hole for 2 hours now, and I don't like this rabbit hole. It's not a very comfy rabbit hole. Get soldered, you stupid bodge wire. I don't trust this really grey, ugly joint. I want to make sure it's actually staying in place. So I think that's pretty much it for the repairs, because we've been back and forth across this entire board so many times by now. We should have touched upon most issues. Really, the only way forward is to just keep replacing jumper wires, and I think the ones that are left original are not that bad. We have a couple of uglies, but I really don't think there's anything critically wrong. I'm basically just going to pray that this section is working. We did clean this chip up last time, so that should be okay. This chip is full of disgusting garbage, so yeah, I want to rub that off with a toothbrush just for a sec. To get the worst of the shit out of her. There's a really oxidized diode there, which I want to check to make sure it's not shorted out. It's going to be across the choke there. Nope, it's fine. 0.5 volts drop. That was an okay relay, right? No, that was a bad relay. Oh yeah, so we have a bunch of nice, fresh relays to put into this. So we're going to swap out all the broken ones, which we tested the last time around. Where's my alcohol? Where's my alcohol? I will just fill the socket up with booze to make everything good. Alcohol makes everything better. That one's good, that one's good. What are you? Are you garbage? You are garbage. Goodbye. Alcohol. Are you garbage? You're not garbage. You're garbage. 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 Oh, that's our last 3 relays. Someone says, don't forget to floss. Flossing is an important part of personal hygiene. Always floss your relays. Wait, what have I ripped out? A good one. Oh great, did I seriously do such a dumb thing? This one's got a cross and a tested thing on it. Is this good or is it bad? I've only ordered 6 relays, so I must have made sure that there were just 6 prompt failures. Or maybe I just forgot to count them all. That would be a bit of a shame. But there was a bunch of the ones which I ruled out which were kind of okay, so I'm just going to test this one and see if it's good. If this works reasonably well, we'll just leave it in. I'm just going to test it with the ohm meter. See if it's reasonably good. One contact is definitely fine with that. Tick. The other one. Yeah, it's good. Good enough. It's not so bad that I would really want to come down on it. Let's just take it apart. Put some booze on the contacts and be done. Come on. Come apart, you stupid thing. Come apart, come on. Oh, this is annoying. These relays are usually quite easy to get apart. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. Pretty clean on the inside actually. Not looking too bad. It's a bit worn, but it's not too bad. At least not on that contacts. You can see a small pit going there, but yeah, we'll clean this up. It'll be okay. We'll just grab some office paper and alcohol, if I have any office paper. Maybe this is big enough to fit. No, we can't fit a toothpick. We have to use office paper. Office paper. So we'll just got a strip. Fold. For this one we can fold it twice. Like so. Put some booze on it. Like so. And just do a bit of rubby. Squeeze it between the contacts. That's just going to clean any oxidation up just nicely. Yeah, there's a little bit of dirt coming out. Nothing too bad. Yeah, nothing too bad. It's a bit dirty, but I don't mind. Back together it goes. Click. And some booze on the contact, and then I think we are done, and I can call the customer, let him know he's free to try this again. Finally. We want to glue down the yellow wire here, because else it's going to get underneath this mounting hole, get crushed, short to ground, and destroy something. So we'll just glue it like so. Like so. Like so, and like so. Then we'll put a bit of tape over it to keep it in place while it dries, and then we're all done. Someone says something about a nasty terminal block. Yeah. The big terminal block is nasty, but if we're going to be here trying to fix every issue on this board, we're going to be here till the cows come home. The customer is going to have to pay up for the price of an entirely new boom lift just because we've put like 2,000 hours into fixing this thing. I think we're pretty okay now. These blocks are nasty on the outside, but the contacts actually look pretty okay. They're not dirty. Yeah, we're done for the time being. Customer's gonna have to try this. We'll have to see what happens, and hopefully we're not gonna have to see this thing again. Sound leak. Thank you for calling me cute, but that's a very random thing to say. The Never Sleeper asks, did you fix it all? No, we've fixed all the issues we can see, but to really fix it all, we would have to just basically replace every single thing on this board, replace all the jumper wires, replace all the relay sockets, replace all the ICs, replace just every single component because it's just all so horrible. So yeah, we've hopefully restored this to working condition. That's what we're shooting for. It's been a ride. Yeah, thank you for watching. I need to do other things like do the electrics in the new workshop so we can finally move out of this horrible cold basement where I literally have a heater like 2 centimeters away from my feet so that I don't freeze to death, because if we measure the temp of the floor, it's 15 C and the temp like underneath the table is like 12. So yes, goodbye. Make sure you enjoy yourselves.